How can you use a single measure to describe a data set? Think about this question during the lesson. Carla is in a bowling league. The league ranks the teams by average score. What is the mean or average final score of the 5 bowlers on her team? The mean or average is the sum of all the values in a data set divided by the total number of data values in the set. The mean is a measure of the center of a data set. A measure of center is the value that represents the middle of a data set. It summarizes a data set with a single value. There may be more than one measure of center for a data set. Which column of the table contains the data you need to find the mean? The last column of the table contains the data you need to find the mean. How is the mean a measure of center? The mean is an average. It approximates the center of a set of data and summarizes all the data values with one number. Find the mean final score for the team. Step 1. Add the final scores in the data set. What is the sum of the final scores?
Select your answer.
The sum of the final scores for all 5 bowlers is 430. Step 2. Divide the sum by the number of values in the data set. Find 430 divided by 5 scores. The mean or average final score is 86. What does it mean to say that the mean final score is 86? The mean final score of 86 is the score each bowler would have if the total points were distributed equally among 5 bowlers. You can think of the mean as a way to even out the final scores. Distribute the points equally among the 5 bowlers. Each bowler would have 86 points if the total points were distributed equally. Now you know how you can use a single measure to describe a data set.
The next week, Maria bowls a 151-point game. The other bowlers' scores remain the same. What is the new mean score for the team? Explain.
To find the new mean, we would have to now add in the new score for Maria. So instead of Maria having the 81 that she had here the first time they played, the second time is the 151. We have to reflect that. So just like in the example, you have to find the sum of the numbers. So we're going to add 95 plus 87 plus 84 plus 81 plus 83. I'm going to use a calculator for time's sake instead of writing it all onto the screen. So again, instead of the 81 that we see on the page here, we're replacing that with 151 because that's her new score. Now we are going to add it up and we should get 500. That's going to be the sum of all of the scores. Now we take that sum and we're going to divide it by the number of people playing. So the number of people playing is still 5. So we're going to divide by 5. 5 goes into 500 100 times, and that equals 500 equally. And so 100 would be the new mean score. But does that describe the average score for everyone else? No, it doesn't, because no one else is near 100 points. They're at 80 something. Desmond is the only person who's almost there, but everyone else is in like the mid to high 80s. But that's our new mean score is 100 because Maria scored that really high 151 score.
Trey and Sarah each have digital music libraries. Their music players list each type of music and the total playing time in minutes for each type. How can Trey and Sarah each summarize their data sets using the median?
The median is a measure of center. It is the middle data value in a data set. So to find the median, you first have to order the numbers from least to greatest and then choose that middle value. So for Trey, we would order the numbers from least to greatest, and there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 values here. So the middle would be the fourth one. That'll be there'll only be one middle number, so that's our median. So the median would be the 63 minutes for Trey. For Sarah, we have ordered the numbers from least to greatest, and then it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 values for Sarah. That's an even number. So there's going to be 2 middle numbers instead of 1. So when you have 2 middle numbers, you have to then add those 2 together and then divide by 2. So you're finding pretty much the mean of the median when you have 2 numbers in the middle. So the median for Sarah would be 40.
Use Trey's and Sarah's music libraries. How can Trey and Sarah summarize their data sets using the mode?
The mode is another measure of center, and it is the value that occurs most often. A data set can have one mode, no mode, or more than one mode. So for Trey, we have his data, and again, it's listed, and we see that one that comes up more than once is 67. So 67 would be the mode for Trey. Look at Sarah's values. She has in her data set all the numbers listed, but she doesn't have a number that repeats itself. So in her case, she does not have a mode. Simple as that.
Nadia's grades on 4 quizzes were 95, 75, 85, and 95. Find the mean, median, and mode for Nadia's grades.
First, it asks for the mean. The mean is adding all of the data values. Again, I'm going to use a calculator for time. So 95 plus 75 plus 85 plus 95. That gives me a total of 350. And so now I look at how many numbers I have, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to divide that 350 by 4. 4 goes into 35 8 times. 8 times 4 is 32. 5 minus 2 is 3. Bring down that 0. 4 goes into 30 7 times. That's 28. 30 minus 28 is 2. Add another 0. and a decimal because we don't want a remainder. We don't use remainders in middle school. So we have decimals now. So we add a decimal and a 0 so we can continue dividing. And now we have 20. 4 goes into 20 5 times. So, and it goes into it 5 times equally. So our mean is going to be 87 and 5/10. It also asks us to find the median. So to find the median, we're going to list the numbers from least to greatest. So we have 75, 85, 95, 95. So again, the median is the middle number. In this case, we have 4 numbers, which is an even set of numbers. So we're going to have 2 middle numbers here, which are 85 and 95. So we have to find the mean of the median. So we're going to add 85 plus 95, and that should total 180. We're going to divide that by 2, and that will give us 90. So our median, let me underline median in blue, the median is 90. Okay, and so now it also says find the mode. So I'm going to use a different color, green. And so the mode is the number that appears more than once. So we look at the data that we already listed, and we notice that 95 repeats itself. So our mode is 95. And we have solved or answered the problem. We found the mean, which is 87 and 5/10, the median, which is 90, and the mode, which is 95.
Use Trey's and Sarah's music libraries. What is the range of the playing times in each of their data sets?
The range is a measure of variability. A measure of variability uses a single number to describe how the spread of a data set is. The range is the difference of the greatest value and the least value. So you would have to, for Trey, order the numbers from least to greatest, and then you take the least value and the greatest value, and you subtract them. So for Trey, we get 13. So his range is 13 minutes. Sarah, again, order from least to greatest, and the least value and greatest you subtract, you get 16. So her range of playing music is 16 minutes.
7 people waited in line for the Whirl and Twirl carnival ride. Find the mean, median, mode, and range of the wait times for the carnival ride. What do the mean, median, and mode tell you about the wait times? What does the range tell you about the wait times?
Here's the carnival ride wait times, the mean. That's how we find the mean, adding all the numbers together, dividing it by the number of wait times, which is 7, get 13. Median. Again, you list from least to greatest. The middle number is the median, which is in this case 13 because there's an odd number, 7. So there's a 1 median. Mode are the numbers that appear more than once. So in this case, we have 2. We have 12 and 15. The range is going to be taking the greatest value, which is 15, and subtract it with the least value, which is 10, and the range is equal to 5. The mean, median, and mode each give a measure of the typical wait time for the ride. The mean and median wait times were 13, so we had the same number of minutes for both. 2 people each waited 12 or 15 minutes. The range uses a single number to describe how the wait times vary. So the wait times varied by about 5 minutes. Find the mean, median, mode, and range for the following set of wait times for the carousel. So first, let's find the mean. So the mean, we add up all of the data that we have. Again, I'm going to use a calculator for time writing on the screen. So I'm adding them all. Your total should be 45, and then there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 values. So we're going to divide by 9, and then 45 divided by 9 we should know is 5. So the mean of our data is 5. Next, we have to find the median. So now we have to list the numbers from least to greatest because I didn't do it for the mean. You could definitely list those numbers first from least to greatest before you do anything. I should have, but I didn't. So I'm going to list them now. So we have 0, 1, and I'm just going to cross them out so I make sure that I don't repeatedly use a number so I don't get messed up. And again, I'm just writing them in order from least to greatest. All right. So now I've listed them from least to greatest. I need to find the middle number. And we know from finding the mean that there are 9 total values, which is a odd value. So we know there's only going to be one number in the middle. So I do show how you can find the middle number. There's numerous ways, but easily we can just connect two at a time. You're pairing up the numbers. And the one that doesn't have a pair is the one in the middle, and that is your median. And in this case, that median number is 4. Now we're going to look at the mode. Mode is the number that appears more than once. So we look at our data, and we actually have no mode because there is not a number that repeats itself. So that was quick and easy. Now we look at the range. The range is taking the greatest number and subtracting it from the least. So the greatest number is 12. The least is 0. 12 minus 0 is equal to 12. So our range is 12. So now we have found the mean, which is 5, the median, which is 4, the mode, which is none, range 12.